Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, the holiday season is not a good reason to take a holiday from your health. Our gift to you is words of wisdom on wellness. Cruising on the QE2 is grand, but for your financial happiness, what happens if you hop aboard a QE3? Will your money sink or swim? Then it's time to reimagine your future. We'll do some retirement community myth busting, plus a program that can help protect you from fraud, and a little known money saving tip for your IRA or 401k.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. The common cold can be all too common when cold weather occurs, and the flu season never just flies by. But are these frequent afflictions something we really need to fear? Yes, especially seniors, where a cold or a flu can lead to a whole lot more serious problems. Dr. Christine Alexander has some suggestions for fighting the flu and conquering colds. Dr. Alexander is the interim chairman of Metro Health's Department of Family Practice. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, should we be concerned about colds and frightened of flus?
I think we do need to be a bit concerned about this, especially when we're talking about the senior population. In that population, folks are more likely to have things like diabetes and heart failure and COPD that could make a simple cold or the flu much, much worse and much more likely to lead to complications.
Yeah, and I've seen that and you've seen that a lot.
Absolutely.
So how can we prepare?
Well, I try to tell people as much as I can, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. The top 10 things to do, wash your hands. And even if you can't do it with soap and water, having the hand sanitizers available.
Which I always carry with me. As somebody who's in the public sector, I've shaken a lot of hands. So,
And so, you know, really, if you can't wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer. But that's one of the best things you can do to prevent all infections, least of which are colds and flu.
Is your advice to stay away from people who are sneezing?
It is actually. You know, when you think about common sense things, if you can stay away from people who are sick, that's going to make it much less likely that you will get sick. Not always possible. You know, people have grandchildren. Maybe they're caring for their grandchildren. So you can't always stay away from people who are sick. So wearing a face mask in those instances can be amazingly helpful. These infections spread through the air. A child coughs or sneezes, it's out there. If the senior has a face mask on, it prevents them from picking it up.
How about sleeping more, you know, just generally being healthy? Exactly. I assume that's helpful.
It is incredibly helpful. Taking their medications and taking them as prescribed. Drinking lots of water as their beverage of choice. You know, getting good sleep. Just the things that we know. Eating healthy. You know, the things that we know.
Flu shots. Are you an advocate?
Absolutely. Essential. Essential to get a flu shot. And they're so readily available now, there's really no reason not to get a flu shot.
What about, you know, pumping up on zinc or vitamin C? Is that helpful?
And I think it's a really interesting idea. Vitamin C has been shown to be great in preventing some colds. Not so much once you have the cold. Zinc has been shown to be pretty beneficial in earlier stages. You do have to be careful with it, though, you know, because people who are on lots of medicines or have lots of other medical conditions, it can change how they absorb these things, how they stay in their system, and how they interact with other medicines. So I think
better to talk to your doctor before you just go to the store and get that stuff.
Absolutely. Or to your local pharmacist, I think, is a great option, too.
All right, so let's say that you do all these things that you've advised and you still get the flu or the cold. Over-the-counter medications, will that do the trick?
Over-the-counter medications can be helpful, again with that caveat about, you know, these could interfere with the other medicines that you're on. So you really want to be very cautious about it. A lot of the medicines for cold and flu symptoms will say right on it, you know, if you have this condition, contact your doctor. So you have to be careful. Sometimes
we want to get into our doctor and you know, during this season in particular, it's so hard to get in, you know, 3 weeks later, but by then, so Is there an alternative?
Absolutely. We actually have Metro Health Express Care, and we have locations kind of all throughout the city, on the further east side in Beechwood, the near east side in Broadway, and then on the west side in West Park. So these places are open 7 days a week, and it's not like an emergency room where you're going to go and wait for hours and hours, and it's absolutely walk-in. You don't need an appointment. So we're happy to see anybody that can't get in to see their regular physician.
Great. And can you get a flu shot there too?
And you can get a flu shot there
Very
too,
good.
and a pneumonia shot.
All right. Well, thank you very much. This is great information. Colds and flu are nothing to sneeze at. Follow Dr. Alexander's advice to be aware and prepared. If you can't quickly get in to see your doctor, and a lot of us can't at this time, go to one of Metro Health's neighborhood Express Care clinics. They're open 7 days a week, and you can get right in. To find the Express Clinic nearest you, call 216-957-1680 or visit metrohealth.org. Express Care is the sub place. My thanks to Dr. Alexander for sniffing out this important information for us.
For more information, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or log on to www.metrohealth.org. Next, a new way to grow wealth.